This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. Do you still want to listen? Go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back to the Patriots Dynasty Podcast. I'm Andy Brown. I'm here today, my brothers, both brothers, Steve and Greg. Steve, how you doing?
Terrific.
Oh, God. New dog dad Steve Brown.
Yeah, but I said I was terrific, Andy, not barkerific.
One's punny.
We got a woofer. A little baby woofer is part of the family. He's a doggy daddy now.
A little fur baby.
Do you have a bumper sticker where it's
that's...
you and your girlfriend and the dog now as stick figures?
Wait. Greg, you hate fur baby, don't you?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to call this dog my fur baby all the time.
Yeah, I expect nothing less.
In
fact, while you were
until now, because I hate it too,
while you were out of the room just now, before we started recording, me and Andy were discussing, and we came to the agreement that it's very fitting that you got the runt of the litter because you're the runt of mom and dad's litter.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know if she's the smallest, but we were certainly the last.
Well, just the dumbest and most uncouth.
Yeah, I wanted my dog to be like me, Greg.
The runtiest.
The runtiest.
The runtiest of the brown litter, Steven.
Oh, God. Mom is now yelling at this podcast.
Yeah.
That's not true.
And Greg,
It's
the
true.
cuntiest of the Brown brothers.
Well played. Well played.
All right. Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, this is a podcast where we talk about Patriots games from 20 years ago.
Well, first, Steve, how many times have you picked up shit with your hands?
None.
None. Does
Zero.
the dog shit yet?
Yeah.
They do. Greg is stretching
feeding
the
it, right?
limits of his knowledge here.
Yeah, we have a yard. Just shits in the yard and then use a pooper scooper.
All right.
Oh, God. See, that's what I'd never be able to do with dogs is the shitting.
Yeah. Good thing you want to get a baby because then you can just have the shit all over your hands. And
Yeah, but it's another human. Like us, the most evolved species on Earth, humans,
Whoa.
are waiting for a dog to shit, following it around, and then picking it up with our hands and being like, I got this for you. let me just take care of this. It's like, what have we come to that's acceptable?
We should ask Kelly what she thinks about it. I bet she's still doing it.
At least if I'm picking up a human shit, it's humans, you know?
I think it's worse.
It feels worse to me. I don't know why. Speaking of human shit, this week we're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Good transition, Andy.
I don't know where I was headed with that. That's as far as I got, though.
You hate the Jaguars that much, huh?
Jack Del Rio, I guess, maybe?
I don't know. I never hated him.
Rookie head coach Jack Del Rio. His first game.
ADR.
Yeah, it's his first attempt at the playing the Patriots. First of 6 times that he would play the Patriots. Want to guess how many times he would beat them?
0.
None. He
That
did
makes
not
sense.
look, and it was never close. The average margin of victory against Jack Del Rio teams was almost 3 touchdowns. It was 18 points.
Well,
And Brady averaged 126 quarterback rating.
that being said, I thought the Jaguars played pretty competitively in this game.
Yeah, because they came in at 4-9, so this is supposed to be like another trap game, like the Texans was a few weeks ago. But it didn't feel that way, and Belichick wasn't talking about it that way. Not that he would, but
Right.
Well, this is like a decent roster.
yeah. And I think the Jaguars were kind of hot at the time too. They came in.
Yeah, they started 1-7, right? And then they started playing better.
They had beat the Colts earlier this season. They had hung with the Titans. I guess they said they were on the 2-yard line with the Titans at the end of the game, but couldn't finish that. And last week, the week before this game, they beat the hell out of the Texans 27-0, who gave the Patriots a run for their money a few weeks ago. So,
Ooh, speaking of Titans, I saw this when I was doing my research for this podcast.
yeah.
We call the Bucks, the Buccaneers, the Bucks. We call the Jaguars the Jags.
Yeah.
What do we call the Titans?
The tights.
The tits.
came
I'm
up with
gonna
your research.
I'm good. That's my research. That's how I research.
It sure is.
You know what? You want to know what I want to know what I do is I Google search.
Tennessee tits.
I Google Jacksonville Jaguars funny and Jacksonville Jaguars sad. What comes up on Google?
I feel like you need a third Google search, which is Jacksonville Jaguars stupid.
Stupid,
Yeah.
yes.
I feel like that might kind of broaden the range.
Jacksonville Jaguars, Florida man.
Ooh.
They are a very Florida man team, aren't they?
So, Greg, did you want to talk about these Jacksonville Jaguars a bit?
Sure, yeah.
All right. What do you got?
Well, I figured since they're a relatively new team, you can really kind of quickly go over the history of the franchise.
The whole thing,
Yeah. So they're a 95 expansion team. Because I think, we have this perception that the Jags are like the Browns in that category of perennial losers, but I don't think that's their reputation going into this game.
No,
I agree.
Because
Because
hadn't we played them in an AFC Championship game?
yes, which we played them twice in the playoffs before this, which I had forgotten.
I've forgotten the second one.
Yeah, so they're a 95 expansion team. They have a decent record their first year, which was kind of out of the norm. They got Mark Brunell and Tom Coughlin, which I think had a lot to do with some of their early success.
Mm-hmm.
So their second year in the league, they make the AFC Championship game, lose to the Patriots. That's the year we go to the Super Bowl against the Packers.
Right.
Didn't
because the Panthers were the other expansion team. I think they also made the NFC Championship game.
I think
in
you're
their
right.
second season.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Both cat
Yeah,
teams.
this year.
So then they have a bunch of winning seasons within their first 6 or 7 years. So 1998, they went 11-5 and they beat the Patriots in the wild card game. Did you remember that? I had no recollection of this.
What year was that?
1998. That was the Robert Edwards year.
Oh, right.
So I think the Pats kind of backdoored into the playoffs anyways.
Yeah.
And they had to go to Jacksonville and they lost.
Mm-hmm. That was the Pete Carroll days.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1992 or 1999, they went 14-2.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And this was it's led me down a further rabbit hole, but their divisional game, they were playing the Dolphins in Marino's last game.
Oh, I remember this.
I don't remember this at all.
I remember this game. Not a great way to go out.
Marino's last game was so ridiculous. The Jacksonville beat Miami 62-7.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
In the playoffs. It was, I got some notes here on this. It was 38-0 before Dan Marino threw a completed pass.
Oh.
To his own team, though. He had already thrown 2 interceptions up at that point. Before he had completed a pass to his own team, it was 38-0.
Oh. What was the time left? So it was the second half or was
Middle of the second quarter.
Oh, what an onslaught.
Yeah. Jacksonville had their backup quarterback in the game in the first half. Jay Fiedler, which I
Jay Fiedler.
Yeah, had come in for Brunell in the first half. The total yards at the end of the game, Miami had 131 and Jacksonville had 520.
Jesus.
Never mind the interception return for touchdown yards and all that crap that went with all that.
That's just offensive yards.
62-7. And that was the same week that Bill Belichick was a head coach of the New York Jets.
So he was only head coach
for a day.
Right?
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So it was the end of that season when Belichick did that whole, I'm going with the Jets back door and back onto the Pats. So that was the time frame. That's when that all went down.
That's amazing. What a great week that was.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of their history. So they went that was their best season, 14-2, and then they've had 3 straight subpar years of 6 wins, 5 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Coughlin gets fired at the end of last year, and then they come into this year and they draft Byron Leftwich with the 7th overall pick
from
Marshall,
the Thundering Herd.
That's right, from Marshall.
That's right.
No, he wasn't the quarterback with Randy Moss. That was Chad Pennington, also from Marshall. who
I
we'll
have
see
some
next week.
interesting factoids on his Marshall career too.
Yes. Didn't he have some was he the one with the broken leg game?
Yes.
Yeah.
That game is unreal.
Yeah.
I watched like a 15-minute YouTube thing on it.
Didn't watch this game, but watch 15 minutes of fucking Marshall highlights. Love it.
They were playing like Akron, who was like 1-7. The only win was against like a non-Division 1A team.
UNH, maybe.
He broke his shin in the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was like still 0-0. He's like, we can't lose this game. It's fucking Akron. So then they tell him to get x-rays. He has to go to like the hospital. He's like, no, not doing that. So hangs out, comes back in the third quarter and starts playing with a broken leg. And I'm sure some listeners are familiar with it when the offensive linemen are putting him on their shoulders.
Yeah, after every play, he's just out of his shock at every play, slinging the ball, and then like two of his offensive linemen would come back, grab him under each shoulder, and carry him to the next line of scrimmage.
He literally could not move.
No.
Like could not put any weight on his shin.
You call him Drew Bledsoe at that point.
Mm-hmm. One of the main reasons I think he got drafted so high is one, because this was when Mac made the decision to start putting their games on Thursday. You know, they always have like shitty Thursday night Mac football games.
Maction.
So this is the first year they were doing that. So there was a 2001 GMAC Bowl. So I don't even know what that stands for. Marshall versus East Carolina. This is a battle of the Jacksonville quarterbacks. It was David Garrard versus Byron Leftwich.
Shit.
The final score ended up being 64-61 Marshall.
So that's why you got drafted first.
Yeah. So
that's such a typical like Maction game too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Marshall was down 38-8 at half. It ended up at the time it was the highest scoring bowl game in history.
So they scored all but 8 of their 60 something points in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
They scored like 50 some odd points in one half.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Nick.
Yeah, Leftwich went 41 of 70 for 576 yards, 4 throwing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown.
Damn.
But that's not even the most impressive thing. The most impressive thing is that David Garrard, his team scored 61 points.
Yeah.
He went 11 of 23 for 161 yards.
What?
What were they, like an option
And
team?
2 interceptions. How the fuck does that even happen?
How do you score 61 points?
I don't know.
They have to have been like
150%?
a run option team, right?
There was like
Something.
3 defensive touchdowns, I think. He ran for like 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns himself, but
God damn.
yeah.
It's fascinating. So Byron Leftwich got drafted 7th overall in 2003. Damn, that's
2003.
high for a MAC quarterback.
And Garrard had
This game,
been
I thought he was decent.
yeah.
To a point.
Yeah, because this season started off with Burnell, but
Yeah.
he got benched, I guess, for injury maybe.
Yeah, I think he got
And
hurt.
then because they were saying because by the time he was healthy, they were out of playoff contention. So they said, fuck it, we'll just keep Byron Leftwich in. But I wrote down that he was starting, Byron Leftwich was starting over Mark Burnell, and I bet Burnell cried about it. Fucking.
Oh,
You
we
don't like Mark Brunell?
No, we don't like Mark Brunell, Steve.
We don't?
No.
He's kind of a bitch. Remember
He's the
Ricky
one that
Burnell?
cried on TV because of Deflategate.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah.
How could you lie to me? Yeah.
I didn't know, I didn't know who
It's
that
pretty
was.
bad. I mean, I have no opinion in this way or that of Brunell, but that was embarrassing. Like he could be like a perfectly legit guy, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but that was embarrassing that he cried on TV about Deflategate.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, it's
You can go
something
sit
Saving
on it
that
and
for the
spin.
commentators, Andy?
Huh?
You saving the benefit of the doubt for the commentators?
No, I'm not saving the benefit of the doubt for anybody. You boys better have your head on a swivel.
Mm.
All right.
Do you think Byron Leftwich is good?
Yeah. You thought it was okay.
Define good.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like if you look at his stats, he wasn't good.
No.
I mean, especially for a first round pick.
He
Are
also,
you factoring in his coaching as well? He's a coach now.
that's true. He started 50
Yeah.
games.
He started 50 games. He had like a decent record.
That's also crazy. to
given
win
he
a
was on
game,
Jacksonville.
He has
he's a
2 games
rookie.
under 500.
competing against Tom Brady,
Yeah.
and Tom Brady's already got a Super Bowl ring and is about to get one more this year. And then now he's the coach coaching Tom Brady, who just got him another Super
Tom
Bowl.
Brady's still, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's now Tom Brady's offensive coordinator, which is ridiculous.
that's crazy.
6'5", 250 pounds is a fucking
He's a
diesel
horse.
quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have anything else on the Jags you wanted to? Because I had one thing that you haven't.
I have a couple some things that might fit better into the quiz, the trivia section. So we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Jimmy Smith, that's the only other name I had highlighted. He had a pretty ridiculous career too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was kind of like their first real all-star, it felt like, Jimmy Smith.
Yeah, so it's
Mark
Fred
Brunell,
Taylor,
kind of,
Jimmy
but-
Smith, Mark
Yeah.
Brunell, Keenan McCardell.
Keenan McCardell, that's right.
Yeah, they're kind of like household names.
Yeah.
Tony Brackens, Tony Baselli.
Baselli. Yeah, I forgot about Baselli.
Some great names, yeah.
Yeah.
So these are vintage, like early 2000s NFL names on this team.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, this is
the
the
Jags, Andy?
Jaguars I remember. What do you say, Steve?
What you got on the Jags?
So there's just one thing was a lot has been made of the Miami Miracle, the lateral touchdown pass that the Dolphins won their game against the Patriots a few years ago. The last time a last play lateral touchdown or a lateral was a touchdown in the last play of the game was how the Jags would win their game after this one, except it happened in ridiculous fashion against them. So what happened was it was the same idea. They were playing the Saints. Jesus, hang on a second.
Playing the Saints.
Jesus. I've been like this all day.
Speaking of fucking weepy sports commentators,
Oh, I'm getting emotional. But yeah, so the Jags were playing the Saints, and the Saints were down by 7 at the with like one last play left, you know. And so they tried the lateral thing, and it ended up working, and they scored a touchdown. But then I can't remember who their kicker was. Who was the old dude?
Carney.
Yeah, one of the Andersons, Gary or Morton.
Carney.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was
John Carney. Yeah.
John Carney missed the extra point, and the Jags won 19-20.
That is one of the craziest things ever.
I've seen that highlight before. Now you bring it
Yeah.
up.
And I think, I'll link it to you. I found the highlight. It's amazing.
It's unbelievable how that happened.
Oh yeah, because like, and the play it wasn't nearly as clean as the Miami Miracle was either. Like
Yeah.
it was.
Oh yeah, it was all.
Shout out Dante Stallworth on that play.
Yeah, it was iffy.
Former
Patriot,
Patriot.
Yes.
Future Patriot, I guess.
future Patriot for us. But we'll put that link in there as well as the
Yeah, if you haven't seen that play, if you don't know what we're talking about, that is a absolute must watch.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's like the Miami Miracle, but then this is the old PAT too. This is from the 2-yard line.
chip shot.
It's a Miami Miracle
Pushed it
followed
right.
by an equally as unlikely play.
Yeah,
Yes.
of like Adam Vinatieri pushing an extra point right, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking up the numbers right now on 2003 PAT percentages. There's 15 teams, so half the league didn't miss one the entire season. 100%. The lowest percentage is 92.68%, and 30 out of the 32 teams were 95% or more.
So it's almost a guarantee.
Yeah, you're talking about like missing 1 to 2 a year per team.
And that was the one.
And that's the one they missed.
And I don't know if it had playoff implications for the Saints or not. I think it kind of did because they were 7-7 going into the game, so they would have put them at 8-7, like in the hunt, with one game left. But that fucked their playoff chances to lose
River
that one.
City Relay.
Yes, that's what do they call it?
River City Relay.
River City Relay. That's right. Yes,
Wikipedia.
I knew there was some silly name for it, but
There's one like video out there with the commentator that's like, how could you do that? How could you miss that?
Yeah, I think that's what I found.
That guy rules. Hates kickers.
Definitely the Saints radio broadcast guy for sure.
Hates kickers.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of football, though, this game was a defensive battle again, would you say? Not so much as last week with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Because there was 12 total points scored in that. And 6 of them were a Teddy Bruschi pick 6. Which I don't know if we mentioned last week, but his last 4 interceptions, he's returned for touchdowns so far.
Yeah. I think we
2 this season and 2 the season before.
Yeah. It's crazy. And then he doesn't have another one his rest of his career, I believe.
I think you're right. Yeah.
That was the only 4 he ever gets.
Yeah.
That's why they call him TD Bruschi, right?
That's a good one.
Did you make a joke like that last time? Didn't Steve make that joke last week or something similar?
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
That sounds something I would say.
Yeah.
Well, I came up with another one.
Teddy 1Y or Teddy 1D Bruschi. I don't know. I didn't pull that off the top of my head. That's from like Steve or something.
Yeah, it was something. I think it was TD Bruschi. Yeah, maybe that was me.
What do you call someone who's afraid of Santa Claus?
Oh, here we go. What?
Claustrophobic.
Ugh.
That came with myself in the middle of the night.
While the dog was keeping you up.
Nope.
It's working.
What's the difference between a car and a golf ball?
No one cares, Greg.
What?
Tiger Woods can drive a golf ball 400 yards.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
This in? He's fine. He's fine.
If it wasn't, we'd probably have to cut that. But
Poor Tiger.
Not bad. I don't know. I have a hot take about Tiger. I don't know. Like, everybody seems to have just like accepted all the shit he did. He's like, oh no, he's fine now. We're back to loving Tiger. And I'm not on that big.
Did you see the documentary, the HBO?
No, I don't think so.
It's pretty good. It's worth watching. Like, I'm not going to say he's not to blame, but his childhood was all fucked up.
Fucked up.
I'm not surprised at all.
That same guy who wrote the Dynasty book did one on Tiger Woods.
Oh, that's right. He did, didn't he? Yeah.
I think he did that before.
I have actually a hot take Patriots take on this.
Oh, okay.
You know how like Tiger is like nationally like beloved, right? Everyone loves Tiger, no matter what. They're all rooting for him. The Tiger fanboys. I'm saying that if Tom Brady didn't play like a regional sport like football, he would be in that same category of being beloved by sports fans, if not higher.
I agree.
Because the reason they hate him is because he beats their team every
Patriots.
Yeah. And it's just like that's how sports go when you play these regional sports. But if it's like Tiger's just an American playing these tournaments, every American get behind him, right? So I think if Tom Brady played a sport like golf,
if football was an international
everybody
sport,
would love him. Yeah. Every single person on planet Earth would love him. You know,
agree. It's kind of like when we talked about when they had whatever that baseball tournament was. Like the national baseball thing.
Yeah.
And Derek Jeter was on the USA team and we all got to root for him.
Finally we get to root for him.
It felt kind of nice because it's fucking Derek Jeter.
I know.
You always respected his ass, but you couldn't root for him because he's a Yankee. Mm-hmm. So I think you're right. I think it'll be pretty similar.
This game was pretty good. How far away are we?
Don't worry about it.
This is what you do when you have a 27-13 week 14 game.
It was a bit of a slog, but I think this is the first game this season I have no memory of.
Give it a watchability score, Andy.
I'd give it a. I'm just looking back. I give it a 3 just because Troy Brown's back.
Yeah,
yes, he was back.
It was somewhat entertaining.
It was good defense.
Yeah.
Wasn't as good as last week.
Like the throwback Jags played pretty well too for a bit of it, and then
they hung in there,
snowing, which is also cool.
Yeah.
And the Patriots defense was again nasty.
Yeah, that field was a shit show though.
Yes.
Would have been better if it was Brunel. Just for
Probably would have, yeah.
Yeah, nostalgia's sake.
I just like the Byron Leftwich versus Tom Brady. That struck a chord to me because they're now one's coaching the other one. And it's
Yeah,
not
I
the-
suppose that's true too. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So he's younger than Brady, and
Yeah.
he's coaching Brady.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Tom Brady's older than like
That's ridiculous.
I think it's like a quarter or a third
Imagine
of the
your
league's
coach
coaches.
being younger than you.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. What is
Such a
Byron
mind fuck.
Leftwich teaching Tom Brady?
Yeah,
It's the other way around at this point, right?
Yeah.
Tom Brady's like, I hear what you're saying, but
Remember that game in 2003
what if we try it my
in
way?
the snow?
yeah, exactly. I've seen you play this, so I think I'm gonna do it my way, and you can learn from me.
That's interesting. I wonder what that dynamic is like. I mean, it takes a certain type of person to be the coach too, and like, you know, to be able to like see some of that like innate power that you have in that role to be like, okay, this is no longer like I'm your boss and you're my player. Like this is like a mutual, like let's work together and figure things out, you know?
Yeah. How can I make the offense work better for what you need to do? Sort of
Tell
thing.
me what I need to do as the coach. I'm almost like working for you. I bet that's what it's like.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or at least that's,
And yet they still
Give
call
me some-
fucking
give
runs
me
up the
my
middle every
avocado
first down. So maybe not.
hey, won the Super Bowl.
It felt like in spite
I
of
mean,
that, but yes.
Byron played 9 years. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Had a 9-year NFL career, which is a lot longer than most, and then retired. Did whatever the fuck he did. Worked his way all the way up to the coaching ranks to get to OC, and then Coach Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, he retired in 2012. So 9 years ago.
Crazy.
I remember liking him. Like that was my memory of he's like one of those guys that was like he, you know, put up flashy numbers, but he was like a scrappy. Like he's not an easy out. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to play when you come and play.
Yeah, almost like a Ben Roethlisberger-esque, I thought.
My
Yeah,
favorite though,
That
was
big
Fred
dude who had a cannon for an arm and always
Fred
played
was my
smart
favorite
enough.
Jaguar on this team because he ended up playing with the Patriots too, which I know we were all stoked about.
Who?
Fred Taylor.
Oh, yeah, for like a minute.
Yeah, didn't he get hurt really early?
Something like that. I remember playing with him in Madden, and he was like an absolute monster because I didn't realize that people age, especially running backs. Won a lot of Madden Super Bowls with Fred Taylor as a Patriot, in whatever year that was.
He played for the Patriots for 2 years,
Oh, probably not many games though.
9 and 10,
Wow. Okay.
13 games total, 1 start.
Yeah, so he didn't start much.
We'll
That
get to
feels
see
right.
4 Fred Taylor touchdowns though.
Damn right we will. Speaking of touchdowns, though, most of these were Tom Brady touchdown passes. Well, both of the touchdowns, I should say.
I mean, there could have been a lot more touchdowns too. There are some crazy drops, especially.
Yeah, there was a lot of missed opportunities on both sides. Fred Taylor, especially, dropped
Yes.
a wide open screen pass from the 5-yard line that bonked off his face mask because it went through his hands.
It was the
Bonk.
perfect call against the perfect defense. You know,
Yeah.
just like they brought the house. They threw the quick little slip screen.
Yeah.
Fred Taylor's wide open, perfect ball right in his face, and just
He just eats it. Yeah, and then Larry Centers, the other usual sure-handed. What do we decide he was a fullback? I think
yeah.
so.
I don't like Larry Centers. They cut him. Must
I thought he was a center.
Good one. Yeah. Yeah, no, there I think the highlight of the game for me was Troy Brown being back. Returning punts. Didn't quite look the same, but still like getting the job done. And like his first catch, I think, was converting a 3rd and 20. And he got 23 yards on it. And just like hopped up like he'd been there. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Fucking typical. But and he had a touchdown catch, and that was a great touchdown catch too. Brady looking at the entire way.
A little toe tapper.
Yep. Brady looking at him the entire way. Beautiful. What else? Yeah, I mean, what would you guys give as a watchability score?
Greg?
I didn't watch it. So. Nothing jumped out at me from the highlights or any of that made it particularly enticing besides just like the names of this team.
Yeah, I know I talked it up
two?
earlier, but I'll still
1.5.
I'll still give it 2 Lombardi.
Yeah.
I like defense, so I'll give it a 3. This defense is absolutely outstanding. This is, I think, when you talk about old school Patriots football and like the defense first, offense just not making mistakes. This is like this stretch is almost what I think of.
It is
This
a
2003
100%.
stretch. Like they kept showing different stats about the defense. Let's see. In the first quarter, when the Jaguars finally got in the red zone, they showed a stat that said New England defense at home, first time the opponent has penetrated New England 10-yard line in the last 47 drives, which is fucking batshit.
How many games is that? Must have been. I bet I know the last time.
When?
Willie McGinnis.
I wasn't at home.
Oh, at home. Okay.
At home, yeah. So probably towards the beginning of the season, maybe week 1. And they lost 31-0.
Yeah, that's a lot of drives.
Right. Another one. They haven't allowed a touchdown at home in the last 5 games, which was 260 minutes of game time, 53 drives, 292 total plays.
Well, that got broken at the end,
Right at the end in garbage time. Yes, it did.
which was really frustrating because it was like a garbage time, absolute prayer of a throw into the snowstorm lights.
Yeah,
So
and it hung.
even on the camera, you couldn't see it.
No idea.
Sunday Samuel had no idea. Whoever caught it had no idea either. And it just kind of dropped right in his lap.
Some no-name like Robert Johnson or someone like that.
Kevin Johnson. He's
Kevin
not a
Johnson.
known. Put some respect on his name.
Fucking no-name.
The old
Kevin
Cleveland
Johnson.
Not a no name.
I don't recognize him. He's a no-name. Kevin Johnson.
He was a Browns guy, right?
Dude, Kevin Johnson is like a fucking...
He had a 1,000-yard season.
That's the name that Madden like creates when you're doing a draft. It's like, oh, we gotta create some
Your name is Andy
real
Brown.
names.
It's fucking
It's Kevin
generic.
Johnson.
Yeah, Andy Brown.
Fullback.
Yeah.
Andrew Brown. He had a 1,000-yard season.
Uh-huh. Not good.
That's good. No.
The
Not
streak,
good enough.
The total streak was 63 drives. I didn't write down the minutes or whatever, but it was 63 drives out, allowing a touchdown at home.
That's amazing. Yeah. And then there was another, like halfway through the fourth quarter, they showed that the Jaguars averaged 123 yards rushing per game. And today they had 46. Yeah. And that had been their huge, like, because they've been on a bit of a streak lately. And the most rushing yards in the last 5 weeks of the season, Fred Taylor was second, just behind Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis had 659 yards in the last 5 weeks. Because was it last week?
Yeah, he had that 5 touchdown game.
Yeah, he had like 200-something rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. Fred Taylor, 617 yards. He's only like 40-something yards behind him.
Fred Taylor was good.
He was weird.
Yeah, and he was hot this point of the season too.
Yeah, so hot right now.
So hot right now.
Oh, Fred Taylor, so hot right now.
Byron Leftwich was also hot too because I'm going to throw in
tell me
so
more
hot right now. We're going to do a verbal meme. Isn't that what they do on some other podcasts? You know, the
pardon my take,
where we started. Sure, where we started, where we are now, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. It's all over Twitter. So the where we started was in the first quarter. They showed the stat of Byron Leftwich, 0 interceptions in the last 99 pass attempts, and it went over 100. As they were talking about it. And then later in the fourth quarter, they showed a stat. Byron Leftwich, 2 interceptions in the last 8 pass attempts. So
both the Tyron Poole.
So that
verbal meme, Drake doing like the,
the pointing.
Yeah, pointing thing.
Yeah, the hand thing.
Yes,
yeah. Except instead of Drake, it's actually Byron Leftwich's mugshot from this. He's a super baby face looking guy. Here,
mugshot, like a rest mugshot, or
his picture
with the stats.
Yeah, his picture here. He does not look like a happy dude.
That last,
I think he looks
like a kicked puppy. That's what he looks like.
Oh, who me?
That last Tyron Poole interception, Andy, where he was doing the Don Beebe thing. It was very close to that.
Yeah, it was. The Leon. He started celebrating. Yeah, the Leon Lett. He started celebrating 5 yards too early and got run down from behind.
Or Deshaun Jackson, if you will, or that guy from the Seahawks. What's his name?
Which one?
The Seahawks one.
Seahawks one?
Yeah, that was like this past year. He did that too.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck.
The big guy.
Yeah.
Metcalf?
DK, yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, my buddy had him in fantasy, and he threw a little hissy fit. Shout out, Mark. Hissy fit's not uncommon.
Oh boy. Yeah, but that was Poole's second interception of the game too.
Yeah.
And it actually worked out better because the Patriots got first and goal from the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
And were able to just run Antoine Smith up the middle 3 times and finally score a touchdown in the third.
Well, and the key to celebrating those prematurely is do the ball in front, raise, high step thing. Don't do the ball down to the side behind, like like sprinter running through the final thing.
No, that's
Make sure your swag is out in front of you. That way, if you get caught, you're not going to fumble. At least you're just going to get tackled.
Well, that was the swag corner with Greg Brown.
That's a little pro swag pro tips. The Deion Sanders, he used to do the swag out front, you know?
That's true, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, swag out front?
He only swagged when he got in there.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. He did.
Kyle was swagging the floor.
Yeah. It's swagging all over that floor. Oh, my God. But did you guys know it snowed in this game?
Saw that.
Because speaking of segments, this is the time for me to shit on the commentators. I don't think they'd ever seen snow before, so maybe we'll chalk it up to that. But they would not stop talking about how cold it was. And they, like, especially towards the end of the game, they just got obsessed about it. As soon as it started snowing, you could see the snow on the field. Like, look, there's this guy on the sideline wearing shorts. And then they cut to a clip of Bill Belichick pregame in shorts. And like, the weather was 21 degrees. But we've got heaters. And they had, like, in the little studio, there was like the TV behind them that they would show stats on it. It had like fire in it. Like, oh, we're standing next to this, but it's not warming us up.
The Natalie clad Bill Belichick. That's what they did on primetime. I love Berman. I just love Berman so much. Just little
Berman's
things like that.
Yeah.
The Natalie clad Bill Belichick.
It's perfect. Yeah. The alliteration is so on point.
It's just rolls off the tongue.
And it paints a picture too.
One complaint, and I think that I'm building a case against Phil here.
Oh, okay.
Not a case for me, a case for Armin Katayan.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
In some sort of workplace sexual harassment thing.
Ooh.
Because
this is number 2.
Talking about his feet at one Monday night game or something like that. It was a very awkward foot thing.
There was something, wasn't it? Was it foot or hand thing, maybe? Yeah, there was something.
I don't even want to relive that and look that up, but it's out there somewhere.
I'll find it.
On this one, they're like, "Oh, Armin, you look good with a little snow on you. You little snowman."
You little snow slut.
But then, and then, like, at one point around that same time, they're like, huh, they cut to him and he didn't have much snow. I'm like, oh, he's got a surprisingly little amount of snow on him. What are you, like, hiding him under something, guys? Like,
Yeah, Armin, you getting wet? Yeah. You naughty little bitch.
And then they like, from there, they cut to Bill Belichick, who's just like in his hoodie and the whole front of him just covered in snow, just standing there looking miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he knows he can wear more clothing, right? Right. He doesn't.
He's still going to look miserable.
Yeah, exactly.
You put whatever the fuck you want on Bill Belichick, he's still going to look miserable.
Yeah. Well, isn't the story that, like, he wanted to wear a suit on the sidelines because that's how, like, old school coaches used to do it. They used to, like, wear, like, a full suit. So you want to do that, and the NFL, for whatever, I think for licensing reasons, because Reebok doesn't make a fucking suit, like, no, you have to wear Reebok shit. It's like, okay, fine, I'll wear this. I'm not gonna give a shit. I'll cut the fucking sleeves off. And it's like supposed to be like thumbing his nose at the NFL or something.
I did not know that.
See, I just got the impression that he just did not give a shit in one way or the other.
I mean, you've seen him, like, dressed like in public, and he's not wearing a suit and tie there. So I think
he's just like the definition of disheveled.
He dresses like our father does.
Yeah,
like if Mick Brown could wear that fucking button-up turtle shirt or whatever, frogs or whatever the fuck it was all over.
Yeah, that frog shirt rules.
Yeah, the America flag shirt also rules.
Yeah.
And the fact that his head's so big that he can't wear a ball cap, but he does anyway.
The Jerry Garcia sweatshirt that he wears in like June and July.
Yeah. Oh, just constantly.
The Christmas one. Yeah. Christmas Jerry Garcia sweatshirt.
Just the mullet.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. Well, he's growing out a
The
ponytail.
missing
now.
front tooth.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. All right. So,
The missing front tooth era was an era.
and Mick Brown kind of has that Belichick scowl. I think it's around the mouth.
Yeah.
They look very similar.
They
in the
look
mouth
very
area.
similar. Yeah, they do.
So we got to get.
But that's OG hipster, right? Like hipsters like claim that they don't like care what they look like. No, you do care. You just care in a different way.
Yes.
Mick Brown, Bill Belichick, they're real hipsters.
Literally
That
do not care.
Truly do not give a shit what they
No.
look like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the spite angle better. I feel like him spiting Roger Goodell. I
It
find that
feels
much
good,
better.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows?
Once we get him on the pod, we'll ask him.
Oh yeah. Oh, we've got a whole bunch of hard hitting questions to ask Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, speaking of who's back, we all know Troy Brown's back, but also huge news: Ken Walter, my boy's back,
Ken Walter back
Ken
in the
Walter.
fold.
back,
Yeah.
and punting, not punting like Booty. I wrote down.
Yeah. For some reason,
Like booty.
him getting cut and then re-signed again turned him into a decent punter.
Yeah, average 40 yards a punt on 4 punts in this
Did
game.
you hear how the crowd cheered him?
They
hit the
gave him a
first, like,
standing go
average punt?
on the first punt. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it went more than 30 yards.
That's
Yes.
being a good fan there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Knowing
like
what's going on.
yeah.
yeah. And then one of the punts he pinned at the 4 yard line.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Because I don't think it's Ken Walter. And then he had his next punt was the typical really bad punt that died halfway, but then dribbled another like 30 yards.
Yes.
So he
yes,
dribbled that one
something.
inside the 20. So that still counts in the stats, boys. That's classic Walter, though. So he's back. And Vinatieri looked a lot less shaky on his field goals because Ken Walter's holding again. So that was nice to see.
He reminds me of like what Flanders would look like in real life. I don't know his personality at all, but I don't know, like just the name being bland,
Yeah.
him being just like generic looking dude.
Ken Walters is also another Madden recreated name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And the guy that you like kind of remember, but I don't know, was he good? Who knows? It's just a dude that was on the roster.
I just tried to Google Ken Walters to see if we could find him to like reach out to him on Twitter or something. He's not on the front page of Google. There's
What?
other Ken Walters.
That's not
200 plus Ken Walters profiles on LinkedIn.
It's Walter, Andy. That's why.
Is it?
Yeah.
Idiot.
Because I just Google searched him and I got millions of pictures.
Ken Walter. Oh,
First hit, Ken Walter, Wikipedia.
You play for the Panthers.
Wow. Good thing we have you to
And the
stat
Saints.
check, Greg.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Someone's
been a
got to
while.
keep us honest around here.
Uh,
Look at this. People also searched for Mark Edwards, J.R. Redmond, Bethel Johnson, and Rashay Caldwell.
whoa, that's
That-
rarefied air right there.
It's called classification there.
Mark Edwards is in this game, right?
Yeah, he's on. Yeah. So is Chris Fuamatu Mafala.
Wait. Fumato is in this game?
Yeah.
in this game?
One bad Mafala. Yeah, he's in
I see.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, I saw that Edwards was in this game.
Wait, no, it's Troy Edwards.
No, Mark Edwards.
No, it's Mark.
Oh, it is Mark.
The fullback who was like the Patriots' top weapon like 2 years ago.
4 catches, 41 yards. One of 13.
I know. Who knew? Mark Edwards. He's a super like MAGA guy now though. It's a shame.
Who cares?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are either former Patriots or future Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Fred Taylor,
Yep.
Mark Edwards,
Yep.
Kyle Brady.
Yep. Yeah. There is at least
not about
one
that.
Brady to Brady touchdown. I believe it was in 07
Mhm.
against the
I guess it's
Cowboys.
only
It's the only
three.
other one I can think.
Yeah.
Jimmy Smith feels like he could be a
He
Patriot.
should
Don't
have
you think?
been. Yeah.
Jack Del Rio. He was a
That guy-
linebacker for 11 years. Where did he play?
Ohio State.
What?
I don't know. Look it up. I bet he's the Ohio State guy.
Jack Del Rio, USC.
Trader. JDR.
As a player, What is this? Come on, show me him as a player. Jack Del Rio. Yeah, went to USC.
Do you see his little turtleneck setup in this game?
Yeah.
With all respect for him. I don't know how many years he.
Yeah, the commentator's like, oh look, he's braving the winter weather. I'm like, not in a turtleneck. You're not braving anything in a turtleneck.
Ooh, you guys got some turtleneck hate going on right now?
Yeah. Why? You got a turtleneck you want to put on?
No, but
You Steve Jobs?
Yeah,
What?
some sort of obscure Patriots player that we didn't even know you had a jersey. He had turned into a turtleneck.
I'm Elizabeth Holmes, bro.
That's a deep cut.
Deep cut. But applicable here. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
She was turtleneck lady that would turn out to be a fraud and a phony. That's me. Okay.
It's perfect. Yeah,
It's
it
a
fits
self burn that makes sense.
you. All right, you guys got anything else in this game? I think I've covered all.
I got
my
some trivia. You want to give my
Oh,
trivia?
yeah, let's do trivia.
Okay. This is not going to be a Patriots related trivia, but it's going to be a Jacksonville related trivia.
Oh, good, because we know all about them.
Well, you're a football fan, so suck
We're
it up.
about to find out.
Okay. Can you name the top 5 quarterbacks for Jacksonville in terms of yards? Passing yards.
Well, Mark Brunell.
Mark Brunell, yeah, he's got to
Mark
be
Brunell is number 1.
one. Okay.
Leftwich.
Leftwich is number 4.
Oh shit. Who was the other one we talked? Garrard.
Gerard is number 3.
Wow, so you outdueled Leftwich long term.
Yes.
All right.
This is yards thrown in Jacksonville, not
Okay,
other
all right,
places.
yeah. Who was the one that Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles is number 2.
Ooh. So we're missing number 5?
They're missing number 5.
Oh,
Is it
shit.
Gardner?
No, it can't be
Gardner Minshew is number 6.
Oh,
He's played like 4 games.
I just hope you get number 7.
to get to number 7, is that what he said?
Jay
I hope you-
Fiedler.
Jay Fiedler is 15.
Oh,
my goodness. I think we need a time frame for number 5.
Okay, number 5 played from 2012 to 2017.
what? Fair
Oh, fuck. What was his name? I know who he is because we beat him like 51 to like 7 or something that year. Oh, he was a high draft pick too, right?
I think you're thinking of number 7.
Oh, God. Give me number 7. I need it.
Number 7 is the infamous Blaine Gabbert.
Yes,
Blaine
that's
the
what I was
game.
thinking of.
Blaine fucking Gabbert is
His
7th all time.
7. Wow. How many yards does he have at number 7?
A total of 4,357 yards.
Tom Brady's throw for more yards in a season. Oh, okay.
Number 12 is Nick Foles.
What?
He played 4 games last year.
And he's number
736 yards.
That's tough.
I'll give you number 5
Wow.
because I don't think you're going to get it. It's a
don't
deep
think
cut.
so.
Chad Henne.
Oh,
Oh, yes. I should have got that
Yes,
one.
who's
No way.
back in the
Remember Chad
limelight
Henne.
these days. Winning playoff games. Played 5 years in Jacksonville.
one. Damn. Yeah, I
I was
remember
with him
him.
and Drew Henson mixed up.
Oh, Drew Henson. Yeah. I can see that. Kind of similar time frame.
So from that, I started thinking, like, how does Brady compare to these numbers?
In Jacksonville?
So I
As
think
a
my question to
franchise.
you, because I think this is where this is headed. How many of the top 10 lists combined does it take to get to Tom Brady's total?
Right. So that's where I started.
Okay.
So Brunell actually has like a decent number of yards.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it takes a little, it's like the top 7, I think you'll get to like Brady. Is where the cutoff. The touchdowns are a different story.
Oh no.
Believe it or not, Tom Brady has more passing touchdowns than the entire Jacksonville franchise.
Nuh-uh.
Tom Brady has 581 career touchdowns.
Yeah.
Jacksonville quarterbacks in general, 520 touchdowns. So it's not even,
Wow, it's not even close.
61 more touchdowns.
Oh my God.
And then you go, well, what about interceptions?
Wait,
Because Tom Brady's played a long time. Yes. Tom Brady has 191 career interceptions.
yes.
Jacksonville quarterbacks, 358.
Oh,
Double.
that's
I'm pretty sure Tom Brady also has more playoff touchdown passes for Tampa Bay than every other Tampa Bay quarterback
yeah.
That
has ever
makes
thrown
sense.
combined. Except Tampa Bay was around since like how long ago? The 70s? 80s?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all-
Bananas.
See, all the playoff stats are going to make sense.
yeah.
What about
But this
the
team was a
Panthers?
95 expansion team. They got like a 6-year head start on Tom Brady.
They've been able to choose whoever they want to do it too.
A 6-year head start with like first overall picks, like galore.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, it's ridiculous.
Does he have
Shout
more
out
than
Blink
the
Amber.
Panthers?
Shout out Chad Henne.
Because if he beats the Panthers and the Jags, then it makes the Jags look a little less. But the Panthers are also, doing way better than it makes.
That's
the Jags.
true. Yeah, I wonder if the
That's a good
Panthers.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what the touchdown totals are for every team and where Brady ranks just on that list in general. I wonder how many teams, because I imagine he's probably throwing more touchdowns than the Texans too, just because they're the most recent. But I don't know. That's bananas.
Panthers got they had big years from Cam, and they made the Super Bowl with
Yep.
this year.
Yeah, with Jake Delhomme, who threw a bunch of touchdowns. I
And they had a
think,
couple good years. I would think the Panthers
Steve
got to be
Smith.
above Brady's career.
or at least closer
A 6-year
It's also
head
ridiculous that
start.
we're comparing an entire franchise to one.
to Tom Brady, who's played for 20 fucking years, but still.
Sure.
God damn. And just for the record, Tom Brady's 500 and what do you say, 81 touchdowns? That's just with the Patriots. He's thrown 664 total.
Wait, what?
Tom Brady's thrown 664 touchdown passes in his career. I don't know if you're not including playoffs or what.
That
Yeah.
can't, it must be
Ooh,
non-playoffs.
Andy stat checking the stat checker.
Where are you on? Pro
Boom.
Football Reference?
No, I have my own website for this.
Oh, Patriots Dynasty.info.
No, it's a new one. It's just Tom Brady's touchdowns.
Oh, so you have a Tom Brady touchdown website.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. As you do. I needed something to get me through the playoffs this year, and that was it. His touchdown for the most air yards, or the most common air yards, is 10 for him. He's thrown 45 touchdowns of 10 air yards. Imagine that. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
I can't hear you, so I don't know what you're saying. Hi.
Whatever Greg is saying, we didn't
Yeah.
actually say. Greg is-
What do you think of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Your dinner is going to be delicious.
Nailed it.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah. All right. Best and worst.
Let's do it.
Steven?
Greg's got to eat dinner.
Yeah. So, Greg, you go first before you
Okay.
start eating on fucking audio, because that's what we need.
Oh, can you guys go first?
Sure. Here's my best. I will share my screen so you can all hear it. Tom Brady definitely had an Omaha call, if you listen closely.
Brady making adjustments at the line of scrimmage.
Do you hear it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you're right.
So I don't know if he's copying a certain other quarterback or if he's making fun of it, because I feel like that'd be something he would do. So that's, I don't know, is that a best or worst? I don't know. One of my best was Willie McGinnis, played out of his mind, and he almost had these really amazing interception where
Yes.
he jumped like back against the way he was moving and almost snagged, like two-handed, this like ridiculous like fucking cannon throw of Byron Leftwich.
He had a strip sack too that just got recovered by the other team.
He did, yeah. He was disruptive, and he had some like play where he blew up the run, and the commentators couldn't get over the fact that Ted Washington was also on the field. who like eventually made the tackle because of Willie McGinnis disrupting the entire play all by himself. But yeah, it was a good game for the defense again, who just like aren't allowing anything. And eventually the offense, I think, will probably come into their own, but they don't even need to because this Patriots team isn't allowing any scores, any yards, anything at this point in the season. Because they're all healthy again, which is another thing we haven't really touched on.
Yeah, they're getting everybody back.
Yeah, although Dion Branch, first play from scrimmage, has a really nice long catch on the sideline, hurts himself and is out for the rest of the game. You don't see him again.
Yeah, can't catch a break. It's crazy.
Yeah. And my worst is probably Jack Del Rio's turtleneck.
Hates turtlenecks. Yeah.
Fuck it. Fucking turtlenecks. I mean, fucking make up your mind. Either wear like a full thing or not. Like wear a t-shirt. Fucking...
How do you feel about scarves, Andy? I mean, it's kind of like a removable turtleneck.
Scarves are fine. Because they are what they are. Like a turtleneck's like, do I want to be like a full thing or?
What about collars?
Not a huge fan of collars, but I wear them because I have to.
I have a short sleeve turtleneck.
That's a crime against humanity. I'm pretty sure.
It's like a shirt sleeve turtleneck wicking material.
I have a short sleeve hoodie.
Well, that's because you're Bill Belichick, apparently.
It's legit a Bill Belichick hoodie. Like it's branded Patriots.
Yes, the one with a little BB on it. They took Bill Belichick's protest and turned it into an even more lucrative revenue stream by selling
they did.
shirts
it's Nike.
with the fucking sleeves cut off, and they can save on materials.
It's wicked nice.
I have that sweatshirt too.
Yeah.
But mine has sleeves.
I actually wear it a lot because it's nice to keep your core warm, but if you're cooking or doing woodworking, you don't want your sleeves all up in your shit.
It's true. The sleeves do get in the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you discovered the world of vests yet, Greg?
No. Vests are my worst. Just decide what you want to be.
Fucking turtlenecks. Well, there's some comic talking about how it feels like if you're wearing a turtleneck and a backpack, it feels like a weak midget is trying to strangle you all day. I'd shout out who said that, but I don't know.
I'm going to start with my worst.
Okay.
You get the bad out of the way early. The worst play was Antoine Smith fumble inside the 10-yard line.
That was bad.
Yeah.
His first fumble in 40 games or something, though. Something
but
ridiculous.
then, Willie almost gets that strip sack.
Yeah.
Interception by Tyron Poole. Touchdown by Troy Brown. So the defense bailed him out.
Yes.
But it was a bad fumble.
It wasn't great. You're right.
And then just bigger picture that just speaks to the whole thing. When we said a couple times, I cannot believe the Patriots win the Super Bowl this year because there's some fundamental flaws.
Mm-hmm.
That one, fumbling not really is it. It's penalties.
Yep.
They went a whole half without a penalty, and I was like, wow, a whole half, no penalties. Yeah. And they get one the first fucking play of the second half.
Yeah, and it was like a roughing penalty after the play was over, jumping on the pile or some bullshit.
And then a no-doubter, too. It wasn't even a...
Matt Light, of all people.
Yes.
Yeah, and not push him out of field goal range. It's 3rd and 20-something, and you're not going to recover from that. And
then they showed another stat, and this speaks to the defense, really propping up the offense of the worst red zone percentage in the NFL. Which only got much better in this game. They have the worst red zone offense in the whole league.
It's because they can't run the ball because Antoine Smith is basically a horse with a broken leg at this point.
17 for 39.
Yeah, it's bad.
That is really fucking bad.
Yeah. Yes. But this is why, to Steve's point, he's been saying all season, this is why they go out and get a running back who can finish drives, right?
Yeah. But the question is, why does he still get carries? Why does he have 17 carries?
We have nobody else. And the field is so shit that it really limits
Somebody's got to be better.
And he played okay in this game. He had some decent runs. And then as soon as he fumbled, you never saw him again.
Yeah, but they also called a third, on that, right after they showed that stat, they called the 3rd and inches Antoine stretch play. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we all know that's not going to work.
Of course he's not going to do it. And then kick a 22-yard field goal.
Yeah, but then they called a draw play to him, and he gained 15, 16 yards on it. So
there's no one thinking we're dumb enough to give the ball to Antoine Smith. He's got nothing.
Especially not on a draw.
But let's talk about bests.
Yeah, give me some bests.
My bests involve the officials.
Oh.
Not their good or bad officiating of the game.
I think this if this is a high I'm thinking of, it will be on the website because I made sure to snag this.
Funny. But before that, I noticed this, and I think we've all noticed this at some point. But it's good to see that it really started very early. Tom Brady gets in every single ref huddle. And they're he's like one of the refs. And they're like, oh yeah, Tom, this is what we're doing. He's like, oh, okay. No, come on, what are you talking about? Yeah. He gives
I didn't see that. I saw it slightly differently, guys.
Yep. And it's crazy to see that. Like he's been doing that for his whole career. He's doing that now.
Yeah.
Anytime the refs huddle up, he's like, yo, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He just wants to know what the call's gonna be so he can prepare.
And then the highlight you're talking about on that Tyrone Poole celebrating too early play. The reason he started celebrating is because he is looking out his right eye at Leftwich, who's like a pretty big and fast.
Yeah,
guy.
how big was he, Greg? How big was Byron Leftwich?
6'5", 250.
Yeah, and like he just threw that pick, he got it, and they kind of run into it as a pylon.
Yeah,
and I think Leftwich had the angle; would have been pretty close.
Referee
trucking along. And,
head referee. Throws the perfect block.
Yeah, just
by accident.
Away.
Oh yeah.
Leftwich shoves him down. They trips him up with his feet, and Leftwich hits the ground.
And Leftwich stands on him, and then the end of the clip is just the ref laying on his back as if he's just fucking dead.
He got.
I thought that almost looked intentional.
No, the ref had no idea. I mean, Leftwich, I don't know what the hell he did. Leftwich saw the guy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And he stampeded him. It was fucking Lion King shit. You just
it's from Marshall.
Yeah. Thundering herd, dude. Coming through. Choo choo.
That thundering herd on him, just get him underfoot.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. And then I don't know if you noticed this, Steve, but after the play, after they got him up and checked him and everything, I think it was fourth down. Oh no, because the Patriots had the ball. So, but they showed Teddy Bruschi walking over him and holding up fingers, and you could tell he's like, "How many fingers am I holding up? You okay? Can you still see?"
He pats him on
the back. Pats him on the rump and heads off.
I was wondering about that. I saw him do it. I was like, I didn't get it.
Yeah, no, it took me a second. What is he? Oh, right. Yeah, that's the ref that just got his ass trucked. Yeah, that's a good one. Good one.
All right. Can I do mine?
Yes, sure. Please.
Okay. My best is going to be Steve's dog, Gus. Congratulations, Steve. I'm very happy for you.
The worst is that Greg's never coming back on the podcast.
This is just a setup for his worst. We all know.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You're right.
I'm happy for you. You're excited. You got a dog. Congratulations.
Wow.
My worst is the over-under on this game. Suck it, Steve. Okay. The over-under going into this game was 33.
With snow in the 25 degrees.
Imagine seeing a modern-day NFL over-under at 33.
I mean, they barely got the over. No, it was over bad, but okay.
Yeah, smashed the over.
All right. Well, the last week's game was 35. It was 12-0.
Yeah, and they scored 12 points.
Different times, man. Different times, huh?
Yeah. And both these defenses were hot. I'm a little surprised it went over, to be honest.
Can't you filter your website by over-under, Andy?
You should be able to, yeah. Is that what you're doing right now?
Can you guys hear me? My best is this sandwich Kelly just brought me.
Shut up.
But my worst?
My worst is Greg.
Kelly's timing on dinners. We record at 7 p.m. every Thursday.
What time's dinner served?
She's giving to me at 8 o'clock. Freeze dinner at 8 o'clock.
Greg, there was one other Patriots game with a lower over-under than this game.
Really?
Whoa, how did you figure this out?
Andy's website. You can filter by over-under.
Oh, sweet. Website, Andy.
Go fuck yourself.
What is it called?
11, 2000, Cleveland Browns.
It's on your fucking hat.
It was 19-11. We lost to the Browns. And the over-under was 32.
32.
And it was under.
Yeah, it hit.
Wow.
The under hit.
Wait, which season was that?
2000.
Oof.
So this is pretty remarkable that an over-under would be 33.
Yes.
What week was that, Steve? Does it say?
2011.
Week 11.
All right. So because I remember reading a story about how in 2000, because the cap had been so mismanaged by Pete Carroll, probably, the Patriots didn't have enough money to sign a full 53 players to the roster. So they actually play with like 50 guys on the team at the end of that season. And they're basically just like, we just want guys who want to be here at this point. Like they're doing it to prove a point as well as having no money. So I'm wondering if that contributed to an over-under of 32 and then hitting the under. Because that would be about that same time, I think. Yeah. All right.
I wish I got to go to Schaefer Stadium.
Yeah.
Apparently I did once. But I was an infant and my grandmother took me back to the car and watched a guy pee in the thing.
That was the game where they were passing
Give
on
you
the
a good
second ball.
spanking. Give you a good
Mom was
spank.
talking about that.
Yeah.
Episode we did with her.
Exactly, yeah. I'll have to link that in the show notes too. If you want to listen to Momma Brown talk about Schaefer Stadium and the blow-up dolls that were being passed around. That's kind of the dark times of the Patriots era. Or the Patriots as a franchise.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty tough for our family, but then Greg was born. And
It all turned around.
no, it went even further downhill.
All right, so what is next week, gentlemen?
Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday.
There will be those days next week. You are correct.
Yes.
I'll give it to you.
I fucking knew it, Andy. I fucking knew it. You know what? Every day is the same these days.
This is true.
Now when you get a new
How are you guys hanging in there with COVID? You good?
yeah, I guess got a new dog. You know how
It's
distracting
true.
that is?
Yeah, that's probably
true.
a good one.
Oh yeah.
I just got this new printer.
Have you printed anything on it yet?
Yeah.
Pretty distracting. I've successfully completed one printed page and then it shit the bed again.
And you've had it for how long? Over a week now.
Yeah,
we talked
2
about it
weeks.
last week.
You'll get there.
Yeah, fuck
And
you,
by get there, I
HT.
mean you'll throw that one away. Oh, you know what? I should. Yeah, I'll mail you my baseball bat. And you
Yeah,
can
I'm gonna
office space
do
that one.
office space. It.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then I'll tell you which one you should really buy.
Hmm.
All right, next week we are traveling to New Jersey.
New Jersey,
New Jersey.
the Meadowlands,
Yeah, to play the New York. I can't even call them the New York Football Giants because they
the
don't really
New
play
York
football.
Jets.
Yeah. So next week will be Fuck the Jets week, which is exciting.
I love those weeks.
Yeah. James Chadwick Pennington. We'll see.
Chadwick,
Chadwick.
the
Chatty.
third.
I think
Yes.
the 7th. All right. But yeah, until then, we will see you later.
Yeah.
See you later.